Jerry Mallory here for SB Nation and PrivateTrade.com. It's time for the Lions 7-round mock draft. You know the drill. Just like last year, we're going to start with actually an undrafted free agent this year, and then we'll be going from the 7th round all the way counting down to the 1st round. Now, there's always the potential for trades, especially this year. There may be some interest for an offensive tackle with the 1st round pick. There could be a quarterback or two that could be available at the top of the 2nd round, so trades could take place, but we're not going to consider any trades. We're going to do this just as if the Lions are making all of their picks without any trades, without any further delay. Let's get right into it. As far as undrafted free agents, we have Ontario McCaleb, running back from Auburn. His lack of size is going to be the reason he's going to slip. He's very slender, he's short, he's thin, but the Lions will not hesitate. They will draft him, a guy that can be added depth at running back. He has lots of speed. Detroit Lions have shown interest in him, and he could be a guy that could help them in the return game. Now, let's go into our actual draft selections. We have our envelopes right here. With the last pick, they have two 7th round picks. With their last one in the 7th round, the Lions will be selecting Quinn Sharp. He is a punter and a kicker. He is from Oklahoma State. He's a guy that's going to come in and play a punter for the Detroit Lions. Jim Schwartz and company took a look at him at the Senior Bowl. He's versatile. He's someone that we can use even in kickoff situations, even though David Akers has plenty of distance. He'll probably be used for kickoffs, but we'll bring him in as our punter. Congratulations, Quinn Sharp. With that 2nd pick in the 7th round, this actually is going to be the 1st pick in the 7th round. I know it's getting a little confusing. The Lions are going to select safety out of Texas Tech, Cody Ross. Someone that has all the physical tools. He's been brought in. The Lions have looked at him, take a look at his work from a workout standpoint. It's there. The size, the speed. He has yet to put together on the field what we hope he can put together. But the Lions there in the 7th round are going to take a chance on him, hopefully finding a diamond in the rough. At least a guy similar to Willie Young that you bring in, and in a year or 2 or 3 can be a heavy rotational player, if not a starter. Willie Young might actually be starting this year. Now, in the 6th round, the Lions are selecting outside linebacker out of Florida, Jelani Jenkins. Now, here's someone that he's going to drop, and this is going to be because of injuries. He's having yet to stay healthy on the field, and physical tools is there. He's a little bit undersized, but in terms of an outside linebacker, he is an athletic wonder. The Lions are going to take a chance on him. They have several guys in terms of outside linebackers that they may use this year. You have Tahir Whitehead, you have Travis Lewis, but they don't have a guy you can really count on. Not saying Jelani Jenkins will be that guy, but he'll get into the foray and he'll compete for limited playing time all the way up to starter. Outside linebacker with Justin Durant's departure is an open book. Now, moving on to the 5th round, the Lions are going to go ahead. Michigan State tight end Deion Sanders. We already know. Next offseason, Tony Scheffler, Brandon Pettigrew will both be free agents. One might come back, both might come back, neither might come back. They've looked at several tight ends, including Deion Sanders this year, this offseason. He has the size, he definitely can be a blocker, and he's blossoming slowly but surely into a competent receiver. The Lions bring him in. Now, for him to be drafted in the 5th round, keep in mind our 5th round pick is early, so it's almost like a 4th round grade. He'd have to drop a little bit, but it's not too far out the realm that he could fall to them at that spot. In the 4th round, remember, we have a compensatory pick. It's a late 4th round pick. The Lions will be drafting Kenny Stills, wide receiver from Oklahoma. Remember how much they loved Oklahoma players last year? From the Hammer to Ryan Broyles, Travis Lewis. Well, the Oklahoma theme is going to continue a little bit this year, bringing in Kenny Stills. Now, he's someone that has pretty good size, and he has lots of speed. We made attempts to bring in a guy that can help Calvin Johnson take the top off the defense. We're hoping Kenny Stills could be that guy. He's going to have to drop a little bit. He has a mid 4th round grade at this point. He's going to have to drop a little bit to the late 4th round to be there for the Lions. It may very well happen. Moving on to the 3rd round. The Lions, they're going to select David Emerson. He's from NC State. He can play cornerback. He can also play safety. The Lions have given him an extensive look. They seem to be enamored by him. Maybe it's because of the season before last, where he had 13 interceptions, only 5 this year, but he's a playmaker. Mayhew said he wants playmakers. He wants guys that can create turnovers. Here's someone that can do just that. You bring him in at cornerback because of having Chris Houston, because of having Bill Bentley, even Jonte Green and Chris Greenwood. You don't need him to start right away. He can add depth. He can work his way up to the number 2 cornerback or maybe the number 3 cornerback. He can even provide depth in terms of the safety position. You've got Glover Quinn. You've got Louis Delmas. Amari Pavey, I guess he's getting in trouble with the law, but he's someone that could be your 3rd or 4th safety, working his way up from there too. He's going to provide lots of depth and has the potential to be a starter, if not in year 1, definitely by year 2. David Emerson, NC State, maybe he's a safety, maybe he's a corner. The Lions love him. They're going to bring him in and draft him. Now, in the 2nd round, the Lions will be getting defensive. They're bringing in DeMontre Moore. He's supposed to be a 1st round pick. Then he had a horrible combine. People are questioning his work ethic, potentially his character. Well, all that is fine and dandy. When it came to his production on the field, it was there over 13 sacks this year. I said this in a video or 2 before. The Lions, when it comes to these early round draft picks, the combine, I'm not saying it's not important. It is, but they like guys that played against big competition and put up big numbers. DeMontre Moore slips the 2nd round. He fits that bill. Someone that is a little undersized. He's not the biggest of defensive ends, but maybe he can play that role of a Cliff Averill. And heck, he's even someone that can drop back and play as a linebacker. We don't run 3-4, but everything in terms of defense are so hybrid now. You want guys that are versatile. Whereas you bring in a guy like Jason Jones that can play defensive tackle and defensive end. DeMontre Moore, you draft him as a defensive end, but he can also have some spot duty as an outside linebacker. And now, for your 5th overall pick, the pick that we care about the most, our 1st round pick, the Lions are going to stick with that Oklahoma theme once again. They're going to look at that draft board. Eric Fisher's going to be gone. They're going to look at that draft board. Luke Jokel's going to be gone. And they're going to go ahead and draft offensive tackle from Oklahoma, Lane Johnson. He's the one that has the lowest basement, but the highest ceiling. Some scouts looking at his combine was just completely in awe of what he's been able to do. We know the story. He played quarterback, then he played tight end. Now he's an offensive tackle. It's a big need for the Lions. You lose Jeff Backus. Riley Reif, is he a tackle? Is he a guard? If he is a tackle, is he a right tackle? Jason Fox has not been able to stay healthy. They need to address this area. I think in either round 1 or round 2, they're going to draft an offensive tackle. They would love if Eric Fisher failed, if Luke Jokel failed, but Lane Johnson is someone they're going to be more than happy with. They're going to make some phone calls. Won't be able to make that trade they think will be there. So they're sitting there at number 5. You got guys like Ezekiel Ansah sitting there, Lane Johnson, and even D. Milner. But when it's all said and done, they're going to turn in that envelope. They're going to make that phone call, and it's Lane Johnson who will be the pick. That's going to do it, guys. Feel free to leave your comments. Do you agree with this draft? Are some of these picks unrealistic? Do you see some of these guys becoming Lions? Feel free to leave your mock drafts in the comments section. You don't have to do all 7 rounds. You can do whatever you want. Don't forget to subscribe. This is going to do it. I'll actually be in New York with the fellas at SB Nation in studio. So look out for some of those videos. I'll be landing there this Thursday, covering the 1st round all the way through the end. So we're going to have a good time. Again, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, whatever you want in the allocated section as always. This has been Jerry Mallory for SB Nation and PrideDetroit.com.